Campbell, hoopdfw.com. I'm here with Brandon Thomas, BT, man, Faith Family Academy, in this beautiful. What is this? Is this the? We're in the Players Lounge.
Players Lounge, yeah.
These kids are spoiled.
Hey man, it's their reality. They earned it.
We were having that conversation, and I was asking, is this a byproduct of winning? Your facilities here and the things that you provide. You guys can't see it, but PS5s, luxury leather couches, lots of space. This beautiful eagle behind us, locker room on the other side, refrigerator. I mean, this is something that you don't find in the average high school.
We're not average. Nah, we got great support here. Great administrative support. They're behind us 100%. It's not just our program. When we're done, I'll take you over and let you see the girls' facility and let you see their setup and soccer. I mean, so they really take care of our programs here.
So we met, like I said, it's crazy now. 10 years ago, you were at Cedar Hill. You were my first coach in the M24 All-Star game. That's how
right.
We met.
That's right.
And then shortly thereafter, you came to Faith Family. First stage.
Got to bring that All-Star game back. Man, that was like literally the last of the best.
It was good
in terms of players playing the right way in an All-Star game.
It's different now.
We had practice. I think that was Keem McClure, Juwan Evans.
Amazing class. Yeah, I don't know if there's been an All-Star game class here like that since.
It's been some All-Star game classes, but in terms of the actual game, the product on the floor, I think it was competitive.
Yeah, it was.
It was competitive.
It was definitely competitive. But you won your first state championship, and then you've just gone on a just crazy run of winning. Left UIL last year, joined the EYBC, and the winning continues. You win the EYBC. Look up, last week you sent me a text, and boom, EYBL Scholastic. Mm-hmm. What has that journey been like?
When you're in it, you're just in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say this, man. I'm very thankful. For the guys I've had the opportunity to work with, my coaching staff, unreal staff, as you got a chance to see today.
Yeah.
We've been together. We're going into year 12 together. No, I'm sorry. We've done 8 years here. Year 12 together. So
yeah, I was going to say I remember them with you at Cedar
Hill. Yeah. And that's the journey with them has been pretty cool because we've evolved. Seeing our weight program go from everybody do 3 sets of 10 to now having a whole different approach to that.
It feels like a college. I visit colleges and I go to. It feels like a college program. The practice, what I saw out there, the workouts, it feels like a college program. Is that how you designed it?
I mean, we have a high level, a high standard. And I'll admit that. I mean, I don't puzzle my brain trying to create something from the ground up.
Yeah.
So yes, I have great relationships with a ton of college coaches, and we pick their brains all the time. We visit schools, and we get this, we get that. We watch a lot of basketball, and then we've been coaching a long time.
Yeah.
I've been coaching. I'm going into year 21.
Wow.
And Coach Cornish out there is going into year 50. I'm just kidding.
When he see this,
yeah, we mess with him all the time. He's definitely the elder statesman, but a lot of experience.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Over 100 years of experience easily. We got Jason Sasser, who's not here today. Another.
I forgot you guys added him. Was it last year that you added him?
Last year, yeah. So, I mean, just a lot of experience. So what you see, I guess, is more experience and culture. And if that feels like something that's next level, then that's not necessarily what we're after, but I guess it's a byproduct of just all the experience we have and kind of having a design about what it is that we're doing.
You, when I was outside, we were talking, and I said, yeah, we got to talk about the new day. And you said, nah, this is just a regular day for us.
Yeah, I think, I will say this, when we got out of UIL and went to the EYBC, I remember telling my staff, we have a new job. It feels like you have a new job because it's a different path, it's a different opportunity. And so now being on the Scholastic League, it does feel like, okay, this presents a different landscape to navigate.
What is that challenge like? I know what you're gonna say, I think, but does it challenge you? Does it worry you? Does it give you some anxiety in a, not in a healthy way? Or does it make you say, we got to ramp it up, we got to go to the next level? Like, what does that challenge feel like?
I don't know if we can be any more focused than we already are. We're focused and determined and consistent. And I think, you do the things that have gotten you to this point. You just do them every day. I mean, obviously, this league would be night in, night out. You're not playing. I mean, from what I'm hearing, it'll be 20 teams. You got 14 games against some of the best, collection of talent in the country. And but you're playing on neutral sites. The one thing about prep ball, I would say that you don't have all the time is that crowd fanfare. So it truly feels neutral. You're not.
That is true.
I highly doubt if any of those schools are going to come play us at Faith Family. So but it's definitely a challenge. It's one that we're not anxious or nervous or anything like that. It's just we're excited about the opportunity to prove yourself amongst the best. If you want to be the best, you got to play the best, you got to beat the best.
Speaking of the EYBL Scholastic, I mean, it's a brand new league, but I mean the third year level of talent is crazy. Did you always feel that it was necessary to have a team representing Texas
in that particular league?
Yeah.
I can't say that I ever had that. I can't say that I had that thought process until we became prep school. Once we became a prep school, that's when I started to think like, man, this would be really cool, But prior to that, not really. There was a growing concern with the Texas players leaving Texas to go to these schools, and you just thought that if there was opportunities here, that were of equal value to what they thought they would be getting at those schools, it would be great to keep the talent here in the state. So once we went prep, then yes, I started to really beat down the doors of Nike saying, hey, look at us. And of course, they've known who we are. We've been a Nike Elite program for years. So, but, I think the fact that we've just been consistent. We don't, you don't win a championship every single year, but we've been consistent in being in the hunt.
Are you sure about that? Because when was the last time you lost?
We lost in 21 to Argyle. That was the year after COVID.
Okay.
And we played the state semifinal outside of San Antonio. We played over in Fort Worth, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
And Argyle beat us. That was last time.
And then you just went on this crazy run. Are the expectations in terms of winning a championship the same in the EYBL Scholastic?
Absolutely.
Even though you're facing, future number one picks and all of that stuff.
I mean, if you look at the top two players from this year, at least by rankings, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonza, neither one of those teams players won the championship.
Yeah.
The Chipotle championship. Right. So I don't even think Utah Prep got invited. They were very good. They beat us.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you still have to have good teams.
Yeah.
You still have to have good strategy and preparation for this thing. So those things don't change no matter what level you're playing at.
Speaking of teams, you got some new pieces. Talk about who you got over here right now.
Well, we got some guys in house first and foremost that I would say they may appear to be new pieces because they haven't had their opportunity yet to shine. One of those guys being Micah Hewlin, 28 big, 2028 big. He works. He has everything that you need inside of a player to get it done down the road for us and for himself. I mean, he punches the clock every single day. Jacob Walker is a kid that played a lot for us last year, started a lot of games for us. We started the season off 7-0. He started all those games. So We got some guys, like I said, right here in the house. Mike, MJ Miles. I think he's one of the best shooters in the state of Texas that people don't know about yet.
Yeah.
They'll find out.
That last name, he's got a pretty good cousin.
He does.
Mike Miles.
Mike Miles is his cousin, and Coach Miles is our assistant coach here. Is his father, and Mike Miles is his nephew. So that Miles family has definitely got some ballers in it. Then we've added some guys thus far. Xavier Young, another big in 2028.
Number one in Texas.
Hopefully.
Number one. He's number one in Texas.
You know,
he's number one on my list, and he's number one on the other list. He's number one.
You know, he's definitely a talent for sure, and we're excited to work with him. He's very skilled for his size, and young. I think he just turned 15.
I was about to say he's a baby.
Young kid. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about JoJo Rose, who, I mean, had a really good freshman campaign for us. Played on a national prep level the whole season at 14 years old. Literally just turned 15. His body's looking great. He's walking around now with his shirt off, feeling good about himself. You know,
because he's been out there killing people, man. He is very good.
He's extremely talented.
Yeah.
We got Steven Reynolds coming from Indiana, where he's leaving Indiana as number one player out of Indiana. You know, can fill it up, can truly fill it up. But has a really good floor game.
Yeah.
Good feel for the game. So, you know, it'd be good to have some veterans as well as we start this path here with this EYBL deal. And then we just added Cam Lomax, who is tough.
My favorite point guard.
Yeah.
Should I say that? I don't know if I should say that because I'm supposed to be neutral. Yeah. But Cameron Lomax and Cam McGilvery over there at Crowley, and Jalen Germany at Crowley, those three are my favorite point guards. But I watched Cameron Lomax last year, and he can go. He seems really unbothered by anything that's happening on the court.
Selfless, tough. You can tell he plays the game like he has a football background because he does. You know, he seeks contact, gets to the free throw line, 3-level score. But, you know, we're going to lean on him and Steven, you know, Jacob, those guys for leadership for sure.
Now, just dropped the new NIL rules in Texas. How do you think that affects your high school program, but high school programs throughout the state?
We shall see. It's long overdue. It's long overdue. I think when you think about the players that have left our state to go to other states, and then they never return because they go to states where colleges that are recruiting them can start compensating them while they're in high school.
Yep.
And so I don't know how much of an impact that had on the decision, but I gotta imagine it had
I think it has to.
It had a huge impact, you know, from the in-state university standpoint.
Yeah.
But we'll see where it goes, man. I'm excited about it. I think the kids should be compensated. I've always been someone who backed that stance. And we'll just see where it goes. It's so early in just everything, even on the college front, where it's just exploded, you know. So we'll just see where it goes. But I'm excited about it. I'm glad that we finally joined the party, and hopefully we can keep Texas players in Texas.
And that's been my biggest thing.
And get some other states players for a change.
They have been robbing us. They have been taken from us. That's for sure. Yeah. Your summer workouts. Like I was saying earlier, it just felt like a college practice. It felt like things were moving fast paced. The terminology, you had to catch on. There wasn't really a lot of asking. You swim or you sink. You sink or swim. You know. Talk about your summer workout program and what your emphasis is with the guys.
First and foremost, you know, the thing we say every day around here is attitude and effort. We want you to have a positive attitude, give maximum effort. And summer's about fun. Mm-hmm. You know, we're asking kids to come up here. Summer, they're not playing any games for us right now. Yeah. So let's have some fun with it. One of the reasons why it kind of flows the way it flowed today is because a lot of it's routine. Yeah. You know, and that's part of development as well, you know, being able to do routine things, you know, every day, the same way. So the guys are, you know, they're having fun with it. They're obviously getting a good workout, being around their peers, and they haven't been together because they've been with their AAU teams. Yeah. So that's we want to just get a little bit better. We don't have them long in the summer.
Right.
You know, we have our kids for 3 weeks. So the whole plan is to, if we can just get 1% better in those 3 weeks, we'll take it. And I would say one of the things we're most excited about in the summer is seeing the younger guys. You saw a lot of incoming freshmen out there
for sure.
that have been in our middle school program, but just to see their growth and see them on the court for the first time with the other high school kids kind of gets you excited, because you see the present, but you also can see the future.
Yeah.
And that speeds up their growth and their development, being out there in that same system, program, culture, speeds up their development for sure.
Speaking of the future, where do you think we're headed in terms of high school basketball with like EYBL Scholastic, Grind Session, EIBC, some of these premier leagues? Are we headed to
the EIBC is now the NSPA, by the way.
I'm sorry, NSPA.
Yep.
Where are we going? Where are we headed? What have you seen from being out there on the road and competing against the best?
One thing I have seen that I didn't know is how many great teams, prep school teams that there are. There's so many good ones. We know of the more popular, the Montbergs and IMGs of the world, right. But in the EIBC, we were like, well, who is this team? And we pull them up on film, and we'd be like, oh my God, like I had never heard of Iowa United until this year.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't either.
So, or Phoenix Prep, I think it's PHH or something like that.
Yes, PHH, yeah.
I mean, they got dudes. They got facilities, so that's one thing. And a lot of the other state associations, or just states, period, their state associations are not that strong.
Yeah.
So it's more beneficial for kids to go to those preps and still stay at home.
Yeah.
So I think where it's headed is it's just going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to continue to grow, and you probably don't be surprised if you start to see some of the more traditional, prominent state association schools disassociate themselves to join those leagues.
Right.
I mean, because it's where the better competition is, period. I mean, I don't care what we love the fact that we've been in UIL and competing and winning and having that experience, but there was a much more gratifying feeling winning the championship in the EIBC, a league that no one really had heard of, because I hadn't heard of it,
right, against
the caliber of competition we played, with maybe a tenth of the people in the crowd that we would see if we were in San Antonio.
Facts.
But we don't care. We're not playing for those things. Those things are things that can enhance the experience.
Yeah.
But players want to play players, and as everybody know, we even with UIL now going to 12 champions. I don't know who I is. It feels like everybody won a championship.
I didn't like it when
but that's where we are.
It is.
That's where we are. So, and I mean, I don't think that I'll offend too many people when I say it's a tad bit watered down. So, but then again, everybody can't. I don't want to act as though you got to have support, resources, talent to a program, a system, staff. You got to have a lot of things to pull it off, though. I will admit that. But there are some other programs that I know of, even in Texas, that could, for sure.
Yeah. Last question for you. You've been coaching, like you said, 20 plus years now. Mm-hmm. What do you want your basketball legacy? What do you want your legacy to be?
My basketball legacy is, I just want to be known as a winner. As a winner. Play to win. That's why we have a score. That's why we keep scoring. Right. You play to win. Somebody asked me yesterday, what would my players say about me?
Okay.
And I think my players would say, man, BT's cool, he's chill, he's demanding, and he's a winner. And so that's my basketball legacy. But personally speaking, I mean, I want to be known as, first and foremost, a man of God, a Christian.
We can edit it out if you got it. If you got to
I'm
answer.
gonna have to take it. I'm
okay.
side by side.
Just start over with your sentence, and we got it.
Personally, I want to be known as a man of God. You know, I'm a Christian. You know, I try to live my life a certain way to please Him. Want to be a good husband. You know, a good family man, a good father. Just live your life with integrity and character, man. Treat people the right way.
Yeah,
that's what I want to be known as more than anything.
Yeah. So, well, you don't have the schedule yet. We talked about that. Schedule's not out yet.
No, it's not. We're building it
Is
as
there
we
a
speak.
game that you look forward to? Is there a team that, you know, like a link or?
I'll say that we've played some of these teams before, and we always said, hey, you got to play them to beat them. If you never play them, you never have an opportunity to beat them. So truthfully, I'm looking forward to all of them.
All of them.
I mean, we haven't beaten a Scholastic team. You know, we lost to Link in 23 by 30. We lost to Link in 24. Oh, I want to say about like 8 or so.
Yeah.
We got close. It was a 5-point game with maybe about 3 or 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
That was Trey Johnson's year. That was up in Quincy, Illinois, at the Quincy Shootout. We lost to the Cooper Flag team by 30. This year we lost to IMG in double overtime. So we've played some of those teams, and you know, some games have been close, and some games have been. I mean, Montverde beat everybody by 30. Let's be clear. So, you know, if that year
that year was their year for sure.
And matter of fact, the year that we lost to Montverde, they won Chipotle. The year we lost by 30 to Link, they won Chipotle. So those were really, really good teams. But I'm looking forward to all of those games.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, those are the games you get up for. You want to play the best. And I mean, we got 14 league games. We won't go 0-14, so we're gonna get a win.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
this
for
year.
sure.
I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
Book it.
Well, I look forward to it. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna, you know, once that schedule drops, I'm gonna figure out and definitely support you on the road, man. But your growth has been tremendous.
Appreciate it.
And if you don't receive your flowers, I want to give you your flowers from this platform, Hoop DFW. You know, you took a chance on me my first year doing an All-Star game, and 10 years later now, and man, the growth is beautiful, man. So I really appreciate it,
man.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you for the hospitality. And this is Charles Campbell, Hoop DFW. Brandon Thomas, Faith Family.
All right.
We got Brian. What is that, Austin? What we got? And 2 left. There you go.